All right, Thursday afternoon, as mentioned in the previous update, this weather pattern, the hits just keep coming. Amazingly active weather pattern here over the last 3 to 4 weeks. Everybody in the upper Midwest, basically over all of Minnesota and Wisconsin, or at least the majority of those two states. And let's even factor in Iowa. Most places have eclipsed, smashed February snow total records. And that, of course, is the case in Minneapolis, Rochester, Eau Claire. Everybody has, and it's just going to continue, especially when you go from the Twin Cities on south and east this weekend, because that's where I'm expecting the greatest impact with this next winter storm, and it's going to be a doozy. I think this one, from a blizzard type standpoint, may reign over all of the other storms that we've received. From a wind standpoint, and for that matter, from snow standpoint, but especially the wind standpoint, this system's going to be impressive. Hence, for those that don't get snowy, and there's going to be a lot of us in Minnesota and Wisconsin that don't get that much snow out of this storm on Saturday and Sunday, but the winds are going to still cause ground blizzard conditions because of the deep snowpack and how light and fluffy the current snow is. All right, here's the jet stream structure from the GFS computer model guidance. This is from the morning model run, and what I want you to focus on is look at this deep trough that, again, it's persistent and it continues to deepen out just west of us over the desert southwest. And you can see a jet streak. Now, this is Friday evening. A jet streak is developing over Texas, western Texas, and it's starting to move northeast. And that's going to cause problems for all of the plains and upper Midwest and Midwest, because look at what happens as we get into Saturday evening. Now, this is at about 10 p.m. Saturday evening, and you're getting that classic comma shape head. You guys know this very well now. Classic comma shape head in the jet stream structure with a powerful jet streak to the south of us and then another jet streak just to the north of us. That puts us in the middle or at the base of this comma head in this jet configuration. That's a perfect area for winter storm development. And the problem with this storm is that it really, really cranks up Saturday and into Sunday morning. This system has the potential to become what we call a bomb in meteorological terms. That's where a system deepens so rapidly over a 24-hour period that it truly becomes just a major wind maker and precipitation maker. And that's the way this one appears to be setting up. It's going to, the pressure is going to drop about 24 to 25 millibars in a 24-hour period. Again, that's the classification as of a bomb, and that is a very serious situation, especially for travelers in southern and eastern Minnesota and basically all of Wisconsin. All right. Now we are going to focus on the European computer model guidance. And one of the reasons why I want to show you this is because we have a consensus now between the GFS computer model guidance and the European model guidance. And what I mean by that is that they're both showing this comma head. And of course, we've zoomed into the upper Midwest and Great Lakes area, but here's that comma head. And let's just quickly draw it in for everybody. Here it is. And then, of course, you got that strong jet streak now that is pulling north and east out of Missouri towards Chicago. A broken record, right? We've been talking about this type of jet configuration for, it seems like, the last 3 to 4 weeks. But again, we are at the base. So this is now Saturday evening in southern Minnesota, northern Iowa. Much of western Wisconsin is at the base of this comma head as we get into Saturday evening. And then Saturday night, you can see the bomb starting to take shape here over eastern Iowa. This is where the low pressure system is likely going to rapidly strengthen on Saturday night and then push northeast so that by Sunday morning, it's located right around the Green Bay area. But again, this is what we consider a bomb. And it's going to, by Sunday morning, we are still, here's this comma head right here, and we are still on Sunday morning located in a favorable area for winter storm conditions. eastern, southeastern Minnesota, basically all of Wisconsin and the northeastern Iowa on Sunday morning is in that favorable area. Now, what's also very important is that we are going to be on the backside now of the storm system on Sunday morning, so that very strong northwest winds, north and northwest winds, probably winds gusting in excess of 40 miles per hour and sustained at 25 to 35 miles per hour will be pouring out of northern Minnesota through southern Minnesota and then into Iowa. This is likely going to create blizzard conditions on Sunday morning over all of the region. Even areas that didn't get snow are likely going to experience ground blizzard conditions as we get into Sunday morning. So really just difficult travel, I think, for everybody as we get into Saturday night and Sunday. Now, this is the potential snow map from the European computer model. Now, I'm showing you this because we actually have this system is going to come at us in two pieces. The first piece comes into the upper Midwest and northern plains on Friday night, and it looks like it's going to deposit a fairly decent swath of snow from central South Dakota up through the Red River Valley of eastern North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota. We here in our region may get an inch or two of snow, but this isn't the big snowmaker that we're looking at for Saturday night and Sunday evening. Again, this is Friday evening into Saturday morning. So I'm not expecting much in the way of travel issues here in our region, but don't be surprised if we do get a half an inch, maybe some areas getting even 2 inches of a quick burst of snow late Friday evening and into early Saturday morning. Then we're going to catch a break. And then watch what happens as we get into Saturday evening. Look at what's happening down here in Nebraska and Kansas. This is a developing area of intense snowfall. And you can see how it quickly shoots northeast right through southeastern Minnesota and basically the northwestern 2/3 of Wisconsin. The axis of heavy snow now, and you'll see this on my snow graphic, looks like it's going to fall from about Ames, Iowa, northeast through Rochester, then through Eau Claire, Wisconsin, and then continuing northeast to near Ashland, Wisconsin. That looks to be the axis of heavy snow. Some of these locations easily could get up to a foot of snow, if not more, by Sunday afternoon, and it's going to fall in about a 12 to 18 hour period. So there are going to be snowfall rates at 1 inch to 2 inches per hour, similar to our last storm. But I do think that the Twin Cities is going to escape the brunt of this storm system. You can see where that sharp snow gradient starts to develop on Sunday morning and then Saturday night, right through the Twin Cities metro. So the further south and east you travel from the Twin Cities, even Dakota, southern Washington County, certainly all of Wisconsin, the further east and south you travel from the Twin Cities on I-94, Highway 52, I-35W, the more likely you are going to get into paralyzing blizzard-like conditions by Sunday morning. But once again, I think everybody gets in on ground blizzard conditions, especially in rural areas, because of the intense winds that are going to be associated with this winter storm, which, in my opinion, will be a blizzard for a good chunk of the upper Midwest, Great Lakes region as we get in to late Saturday night and Sunday morning. Here is the future radar now and precipitation type model guidance from the GFS computer model. And you can see as we get into Friday or Saturday night, snow creeps in, or I'm sorry, this is going to be Friday night. Some snow creeps into the upper Midwest. Again, like I said, maybe 1 inch or 2 of snow in our region. I'm also worried about some ice as we get into Friday night and Saturday. So keep that in mind. Slick conditions seem to be on our plate for Friday night and Saturday, but it's not over, because we then look towards Saturday evening and watch this storm system. This is Saturday afternoon. The low pressure is located near or just north of Kansas City, and then it bombs out as it goes into eastern Iowa and southwestern Wisconsin. This would be Saturday evening and then Sunday morning. And even the GFS computer model agrees that there will be a very intense band of snow setting up from Ames, Iowa, through about the Rochester area on northeast to Eau Claire. Wouldn't be surprised, once again, if over a foot of snow is eventually is measured in some of those areas. Now let's just take a look at the 24-hour snowfall from the GFS computer model guidance. It's showing something very similar to the Euro guidance. Significant snow Friday night and Saturday west of us in South Dakota, southeastern North Dakota, northwestern Minnesota. We may pick up an inch or two of snow by Saturday morning. And then the main show comes at us on Saturday night and Sunday. The GFS guidance, not as robust as the Euro guidance on the snow totals, but still it's showing a healthy 4 to 6 inches of snow, with heavier snows on the southeast side of the metro and lighter snows on the northwest side of the Twin Cities metro. With that bullseye from Rochester to Eau Claire, I think this is quite a bit underdone, because I do think 9, 10, maybe even a foot of snow is going to fall from Rochester to Eau Claire and then continuing northeast by Sunday afternoon. So you're getting the picture on where the heavy stuff is going to fall. And of course, we also need to keep in mind that the winds are going to be really, really strong with this storm system. Now, I'm sending you this graphic also. I don't think that I'm going to need to alter these snow totals very much here over the next 24 to 48 hours. I think this is going to be almost set in stone. Of course, we may need to nudge these snow bands maybe 20 to 30 miles either side, either west or east, but still, this is what I'm thinking. Ames, Iowa, Rochester to Eau Claire, there's your bullseye. That's your axis of heavy snow. Tight snow gradient as you head northwest from the Rochester area. The snow gradient likely sets up right over the Twin Cities metro. I won't be surprised if nearly a half a foot of snow, if not more, falls on the southeastern side of the metro, whereas the northwestern side of the metro may be in that 2 to 4 inch range. So across the Twin Cities metro, we could have easily a 6 to 8 inch snow gradient when all is said and done. But long story short, the further you travel south and east of the Twin Cities metro into southeastern Minnesota and western Wisconsin, the more likely you're going to get the real heavy snows. And again, one more time, everybody likely experiences blizzard conditions, whether it be ground blizzard or just plain old blizzard conditions, as we get into late Saturday night, so midnight and thereafter, and then into Sunday morning in the early afternoon hours. All right, we'll give you more updates here as this storm approaches. Bye-bye.